Look what we have, a 2022 Indian Chief Dark Horse, essentially a brand new bike. What's up? Welcome to the channel. My name is Headshot. Thank you for joining me today as we have a beautiful bike. Big thanks to Indian American Biker for letting me come out and review this thing. The previous owner, who wasn't an owner for long, put these pipes on here straight from India, and these slip-ons. Sounds good. It's got this bag up here, whatever. LED tail lights, headlights all the way around. 116 motor, 120 foot-pounds of torque. You have your ride command center here, all digital. Comes with different ride modes. You got sport, you got standard, and touring, I believe. 4-gallon tank, solo seat, Pirelli Night Dragon tires, and of course, blacked out everything. LEDs rear, of course. So let's go ahead and check this bike out. God-fearing, pro-gunning, Harley riding American, a bearded hillbilly, and proud as fuck of my heritage. Seat height is 26 inches, so not too bad. But because of the position that they actually have this in, it goes way out there, and you can see with my inseam, which is not long, it's a little bit of a reach there. So just something I wanted to point out. All right, let's talk about it, man. 2022, dude, awesome opportunity to have this bike. Big thanks to Rob, an American Biker. If you're ever looking at Indians, used Harleys, whatever, go talk to Rob up there. He will take care of you. This is one of those bikes I have not had the chance yet to ride. We did the Super Chief some months back, and this is one that's kind of eluded me. And just like the car business, the motorcycle business is suffering with new bikes too. So really happy to be on this thing. Total, man, this is one of the, think of lowrider S with that kind of power and torque. Mid-mounted controls, all blacked out, feels really nimble. I think they fixed these mirrors, actually. I've had previous issues with Indians, and the mirrors actually kind of coming out of the ball and socket. These actually feel much more secure, so I'm sure they did something there. Keyless ignition, of course, all of that good stuff. Quick startup. It's basically just a small press of the button, get your power to the bike, start it up. Pirelli Night Dragon tires, LEDs all the way around. Holy crap, yeah, that's right. You don't have to upgrade any lighting on this bike. It already comes with your LEDs straight from the factory. Very nice touch right there. So Indian actually lists these bars as drag bars. If I had to compare it to anything, I would say Iron 883 feel to it as far as my body positioning. Shifts smooth. It's got a short stroke to it, which is actually kind of nice. I like that. Of course, it's mid-mounted, so you're just going to get basic pegs. All of this stuff can be upgraded, but as far as what you get, that's what it is. This bike is pretty much bone stock, minus the mufflers and the little bag up front. The seat honestly feels like no more than 100 miles, and your butt will probably be screaming at you. But again, the type of bike we're talking about here, that's, you know, to be expected. Now, if you're looking at something like this, or let's say a Super Chief, this is really good, like bike night, commuter. Would definitely be adding some kind of adjustable clutch to this. Where this thing pulls, man, it pulls way out there, but it is what it is. So yeah, the Super Chief is going to offer you the bags, the windshield, you know, some extra amenities, and those are things that can be added here too, because you're going to want some kind of some kind of storage there. Be quite honest, man, the way the Super Chief looks with those leather bags, it looks really, really sharp. Yeah, so this position, man, I'm not quite straight up and I'm not hunched all the way over. I'm somewhere in between, which again reminds me of the Iron 883. Indian does they do all kinds of different bars on every one of their bikes, it seems, man. And this is something, like I've said multiple times, I would prefer. Even something like this, these have a little bit of a rise up to them, you know, 2 to 4 inches somewhere in there, and these handlebars are actually pulled back a little bit. This isn't exactly my style, but for somebody looking for that more aggressive type of feel, this might be a good option. Your turn signal, of course, is on the one side here. You can see where it pops up right there. And again, let me try to show you where this thing actually pulls. Right there. And it's about to cut off any further. So just give you an idea. Those adjustable clutch levers, man, make things really, really nice and convenient. The sound on the bike is really good, dude. I like these. I don't think I've ever heard a set of Indian slip-ons, like for real, and these sound really good. They got a nice rumble to them. I think the last time we did any bike that had any kind of aftermarket exhaust was an Indian Scout a couple years ago, and man, that thing sounded so mean. And one thing with the Indians compared to your Harleys, because these are just direct competitors, the weight feels very similar with something like a lowrider. Indian does a really good job at their weight distribution, so you don't really feel all of that weight, which is nice. Cruising in 4th gear now, and you'll notice one thing that's nice, although this is a digital setup as far as your instrument cluster here, it is digital, but you see your tachometer there looks like a standard tachometer, so that's kind of a nice touch. You have both of them in the same area. They're easy to see. One thing that bugs me on any digital tachometer setup is it's always just numbers, you know, so it's not nearly as accurate. Sometimes it can be hard to read, so I'm not a huge fan of that. But this setup right here, if they're not going to give you an analog setup, this is definitely the way to go. This is just another easy around town bike to just cruise on, man. And like I said, I'm a huge fan of the Super Chief. I think that is one of the most complete bikes you can buy because of everything it offers you. The motor that's in them is solid. This bike right here, man, it's just a bare bones version of that. You know, that 116, it's going to offer you a lot of power, be able to you know, get you down the road. And if you want to ride 2 up, you're going to have enough power to actually do that and not feel like you're basically Fred Flintstone in this thing down the road. You're going to have enough power to do the things that you want to do, including touring. So if this was my bike, what would I change? First would probably be these handlebars. I want to sit more upright. I would definitely add some kind of a storage. Remember, you don't have to really worry about your lights unless you just don't like the design or the brightness of them, because they're already LED, which is nice. She stops on a dime too. ABS, of course, it's got all the array of that stuff. These are going to work with your gloves. Another nice touch there. Let's try it in sport mode. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She moves, boys. She definitely moves. Again, I treat their bikes with respect. I'm not going to sit here and try to get a wheel up or anything. In 3rd gear, a little bit touchy with that sport mode. Keep that in mind, man. That throttle really wakes up whenever you turn sport mode on. I changed the handlebars. I put some storage on here. I definitely put some pipes on here, and I would consider these pipes because they sound good. But when you're riding like this, let's say you're listening to music, whatever you're doing, it's not overpowering. So that's kind of nice. Kind of like the Reinhardts were on the Street Glide. We got a friend to finish the rest of the trip out here with. Man, big thanks to you guys. I like the bike, dude. I hate the handlebars. That's just pros and cons there. Everything about it, I'm into. The starting price is great. You know, I think they're right under 17. If you want to add bags, you want to add stuff like that, you can. If you want to move up a little bit and have the ability to tour and carry a passenger straight from the factory, you might want to look at the Super Chief. But for an around town bike night, having fun, commuting type of bike, this thing is pretty awesome. There you go, man. Let me know what you think about the Indian Chief Dark Horse down below. I'll see you on the next one. And as always, hold the rubber side down.